With the release of the version 1.2 patch, the game's entire system and builds have undergone changes. This version is essentially equivalent to the version before gauntlets were released on the Chinese server. In the Guild Wars skills, we can see the option for the tongue blade, but the gauntlets are not visible. Therefore, the rotations and inner-way pairings for many builds are set to change. As a Vernal Umbrella and Inkwell fan player, I will first discuss the changes for this specific path. This update significantly impacts SILKBIND. Let's first re-examine the skills for the Inkwell fan. A new effect called Lingering Bone has been added after the update. Lingering Bone can be triggered by light attack, charge skills, and special skills. The Lingering Bone effect lasts for 2 seconds on boss units. For a boss, with the Lingering Bone effect, clicking heavy attack again can release a 3-hit pursuit skill. After releasing a Wind Waller triggering the Wind Rider effect, the next pursuit skill can be enhanced into a 5-hit combo. Each attack of the pursuit skill on an enemy grants a stack of the Spring Shock buff. This buff increases the damage of charge skills. Since most players do not yet have Blossom Barrage at level 6, the Vernal Umbrella's charge skill is still needed to build Blossom energy. Therefore, the Spring Shock buff remains very necessary. This change increases the opportunities to use special skills against bosses that cannot be launched, officially bringing the Inkwell fan into the rotation. Additionally, the Jade Break effect of the Wind Wall has been changed from 8 seconds to 15 seconds. The 20% projectile damage increase has become 30% with an extra 10% damage increase against bosses. Regarding the Vernal Umbrella, the special skill Unfading Flower now deals extra damage to enemies with Lingering Bone. At the same time, the Blossom energy consumed per second has increased. You can understand this as shortening the duration of the special skill while increasing the damage density. This essentially increases the DPS of Unfading Flower. These are the main changes to the skills. Next, let's look at an important change to the inner way, Star Reacher. In previous versions, this inner way was used entirely for PvP. After the changes, it deals massive damage to enemies with Lingering Bone and significantly increases physical attack. Now I will demonstrate the basic rotation before Blossom Barrage reaches level 6. Because the latency of my global server account in the practice room is extremely high, it seriously affects my operations. Therefore, I can only test in the Void King scene, and I hope you can forgive me. The rotation is as follows. Start with a Wind Wall and switch to the Vernal Umbrella. Spring Sorrow. Use the Umbrella's light charge until the Blossom value is full, and then cast Unfading Flowers. Switch to the Inkwell fan and use a Wind Wall. Use the Perception skill, followed by the 5-hit Pursuit skill. Land with Soaring Spin. Afterward, repeat the above rotation. Overall, the rotation logic after the changes is to maintain 100% coverage of the Jade Break buff. Keep the enemy's Spring Sorrow debuff covered at all times. Fill up the Blossom energy as quickly as possible. Immediately trigger Lingering Bone after Unfading Flower. Fill in with the highest damage skills to maximize SILKBIND's damage. Now let's discuss the inner way pairings. The daily inner way pairing after the update is Morale Chant, Blossom Barrage, and Reach Star. The 4th slot is quite flexible. Currently, it can be paired with 5-fold Bleed. If your Invigorated Warrior has reached level 6, you can also equip it. If the boss's weakened state exceeds 30%, you can equip Breaking Point. For those planning the speedrun in the future, you can prepare Bitter Seasons. As levels increase, the boss's defense will also continue to rise. 4 versions around level 85 and beyond. Speedrun teams must carry Bitter Seasons. Regarding set choices, the updated Miss Willow set is now one of the options. Additionally, the previous Hawkwing set can still be worn. The Rain Whisper set is also a very stable choice. Especially when acting as a temporary healer, the Rain Whisper set is an excellent option. Finally, here's the rotation for Blossom Barrage after level 6. Due to the level 6 effect, allowing rapid accumulation of Blossom energy, we no longer use the Umbrella's light charge. The Inkwell fan's special skill is only used to trigger Lingering Bone. At the same time, because the time to fill Blossom energy is shorter than the fan's Perception skill cooldown, we need to use an A and B rotation method. The A rotation uses the special skill to trigger Lingering Bone. The B rotation uses the Tornado to trigger Lingering Bone. Finally, a 1-minute dummy test with Blossom Barrage Tier 6.